Good morning, guys. Welcome to the 3D market commentary. Today is July 12th, 2021. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. I know you England fans out there might not have had the best weekend, but Italy fans, of course, will have. Hopefully everybody else is ready for a good week ahead of trading. So my name is Becky. My email address is becky@tradictive.com. There's also this link here that you can go to. I will show you that in a minute, just whilst we show the disclaimers. Now, of course, disclaimers are important legally speaking, but also important for you guys to understand that these kind of videos are demonstrations of what we do. It's up to you as to whether or not you ignore it or take it on board, or maybe something in between. Okay, so we have this link here, tradewithufos.com/Becky. Let me just bring that up. Here we go. Now this will have a bit at the top where you can get your free Trade with UFOs membership. Now with that, once you've got it, you can come down and you can ask a question here in a public setting. Now I'm just going to get rid of my taskbar just because it gets in the way a little bit later. So let me just get rid of it now. There you go. So you can come down here and ask a question in a public setting. Now, why is that helpful? It's helpful because once you've done it in a public setting, I can answer it in a public setting. So of course you can email me. I'm happy to respond. If you do it in a public setting, then other people see the questions, but most importantly, other people can see the answers as well. So it helps everybody here to sort of learn together. You can also, from this link, book one-on-one coaching with me if you'd like. Okay, so let's go to the charts now and have a look at what we're looking at today. So we do a 3D market commentary, which is about, or we focus on an email that we send out every day, which is this email that we have here on the left. Now, in this email, we go through 5 major markets in the world on daily charts. Of course, different things happen on different time frames, but what we're looking at here is a daily chart. And we look at 3 separate elements, hence the 3D approach. First bit is market climate, upcoming market direction. Do we have probability up or probability down? And therefore, should we buy or should we sell? Now, we use an app to help us with this. This app here is called AutoClimate. It's a free app. This tells us with the series of dots whether we have probability up, down, or nowhere. So if it's a thick red dot, for example, like this one, that tells us probability downwards. We should probably look to sell. If it's a thick blue dot like this one, that tells us probability upwards. We should probably look to buy. And if it's a thin dot of either color, like these ones, that tells us not enough probability, do nothing, change time frame, change market. So we use an app to help us with that. And AutoClimate is a free app. So on most platforms you can use it on, it's a free app. Once you've got your free Trade with UFOs membership, you can follow the steps there for AutoClimate. Then we want to know, if we're going to buy, where are we going to buy? If we're going to sell, where are we going to sell? And again, we use an app to help us with this. We use the AutoUFO app. So for example, this green UFO here, and it also highlights on the side the prices. This green UFO shows us where we have buyers. Now that's important because if we want to buy where there's lots of other buying. It's more likely to push price up. It gives us greater probability. If we're going to sell, then we want to sell with these guys. And again, it will tell us on the right-hand side the prices. We want to sell there because that's where we have a lot of sellers. And again, the app is showing us we have buyers here, we have sellers here. If we want to sell where there's lots of other selling. It's more likely to push price downwards. So we use this app, AutoUFOs, to help us figure out exactly where to buy and sell. AutoUFOs is a paid-for app. Depending on which platform you use depends on the price. On TradingView, like the one we're using now, $34 per month. Okay, and then the last thing we look at is market volatility, upcoming price change speed. So basically, how quick is it going to move? And we'll have a look at that as well. So we'll look at each of those 3 things per market, starting with the S&P. The S&P 500 is the top US 500 stocks, and we're looking at the ES, which is the futures for it. Basically, we are looking at a representation of US stocks. Okay, so we have, with the S&P, a confirmed upwards climate, thick blue dot here, probability to the upside, meaning we should look to buy. Now, we do need to bear in mind that usually this market goes up for 9 candles, just rounding that up. And we're on candle number 14, meaning we're overextended. We've gone kind of past what would be normal in terms of a move to the upside. So we need to bear that in mind, that we are overextended, but still for the time being, probability upwards. UFOs, we have buy orders here. between 48.25 to 48.25 to 42.05.75. That's our closest stack of buy orders, and we don't have any sell orders. So overall, probability up for the time being with the S&P. Bear in mind it's overextended that. Now, in terms of volatility, we would expect in a year for the S&P to move up or down of 17.34%, which means in a day, up or down of 47.45 points, in a week, up or down of 104.45 points, and in a month, up or down of 217.43 points. That is the volatility expected here. Now, overall, with the S&P, probability to the upside for the time being, but it's overextended, so just bear that in mind. Okay, moving on to the next market here, which is crude oil. In the meantime, check out here, we've got the different courses that we offer: futures, stocks, forex, back testing, trading plans, psychology. You can check those out on the website and go and enroll for them. They're really, really affordable. And what's really great about them is most of them come with a 3-month complimentary access to the apps. So let's say, for example, you could, if you want, just subscribe directly to the AutoUFOs. And like I said, on TradingView, those are $34 per month. Now, if you get 3 months of them for free from a course that cost you a one-off fee of $34 or a one-off fee of $89, hopefully if you do the maths on that, you'll figure out it's cheaper to access the AutoUFOs for the first 3 months, of course, by actually doing a course. So check that out. Okay, so with oil, we have a confirmed upwards climate, thick blue dot there, probability upwards. Now, usually this market would go up for 7 candles. I've just rounded that up again. We're on candle number 1, telling us that we have probability of a continuous move up as well, based on what usually happens. In terms of buy and sell UFOs, we don't have any sell orders. We have buy orders here, 68.87 to 65.25. That's where we have our closest stack of buy orders. They've already worked a little bit. Price has come in a couple of times, touched it here and went up a bit, touched it here and went up a bit, touched it here and has gone up ever since. That's what we expect buy orders to do, is push price up. That's why we use them, because it tells us specifically where in price we are likely to see price turn either up or down, depending on whether it's buying or selling. Okay, but market volatility. In a year, we'd expect it to move up or down of 37.02%, which means in a day, 1.71 points up or down. In a week, 3.76 points up or down, and in a month, 7.83 points up or down. So that's crude oil. Let's move on to the next market here, which will be gold. Now, whilst I load that, it says there about coaching and support. We offer coaching and support, of course, for free through YouTube and Facebook and things like that. You can continue to join us there. You don't need to pay for anything. Now, there is a closed coaching community, $21 per month. You can join if you'd like. With that, you get access to more of our time in a closed environment. Either way, we're showing you the same things. It's just a difference of time and a difference of the audience that it is. So closed environment, more time, $21 per month. Otherwise, YouTube and Facebook, of course, for free. Okay, so gold, we have an unconfirmed climate. It says there, confirmed no. And we see here it's a thin dot. Doesn't matter the color, it's thin. That tells us not enough probabilities either way. Therefore, we do nothing. We'd change time frame, we'd change market. Now, we do have sell orders here between 1866 to 1804.4. Price has been hovering around there, hitting it, coming down, hitting it, coming down, hitting it, coming down. So perhaps if we see price shoot to the downside there, as a result of that UFO, we might confirm the climate to the downside. But for the time being, it's kind of undecided. We're a little way from our buy orders. Buy orders we have here at 1652.8 to 1624.4. So overall, indecision there for gold. Now, in a year, we would expect gold to move up or down 15.27%, which means in a day, 17.32 points up or down. In a week, 38.12 points up or down. And in a month, 79.36 points up or down. Okay, so moving on to the next market, which is the US dollar. Now, the US dollar is responsible for about 80% of transactions worldwide every single day. So whether you trade it directly or not, be aware of it. It will impact the other markets that we look at and then some. Okay, so not surprising to see what we see here. We now see an unconfirmed climate. It says confirmed no, a thin dot. Reason I say that we're not surprised to see that is that we were overextended to the upside anyway, and then we hit sell orders. So unsurprisingly, price moved down from those sell orders and it stopped the move to the upside. So we're now gone to undecided. If it were to continue down, we may see it confirm itself to the downside. It may just stumble for a little bit here and then continue its move up. For the time being, though, it's unconfirmed. So again, we would change market or change time frame. We have sell orders here at 93.005 to 92.84. Those are the sell orders that price hit and move down from. Again, this is why we want to know where they are, so that we can sell with these sellers or we can buy with these buyers, because they're likely to push price in that direction. And we have buy orders quite a way down here at 90.64 to 90.31. So again, we have overall indecision with the dollar, but we're closer to sell orders. So we'll see how that plays out over the next few days there. Now, volatility wise, we would expect in 1 year, it's a little less volatile than the others. In 1 year, the dollar would be moving up or down 6%, which means in a day, 0.35 points up or down. In a week, 0.77 points up or down. And in 1 month, 1.6 points up or down. So that's US dollar. Now, last but not least is Bitcoin. Let's have a look at backed Bitcoin. That's the last market here that we're going to look at. Now, backed Bitcoin is obviously less old. It's younger. That's the word. It's younger than the other markets we've looked at, which means we don't have the same amount of data on it as we do the others. Which means, for example, we know that we have a confirmed downwards climate. We have a thick red dot, but we don't know how long it would usually go down for. It's not old enough for us to have the data to say this definitely happens, or this usually happens, or this usually happens. So overall, kind of in the dark there, but probability to the downside for the time being with Bitcoin. Now we have sell orders up here at 39,295 to 37,460. We have buy orders down here, 27,782.5 to 22,910. We're slightly closer to the sell orders, although I wouldn't be surprised to see this market become unconfirmed because not moving very much at the moment. Now, talking of that with volatility, we would expect in a year Bitcoin to move up or down of 87.39%. In a day, that's up or down of 1,862.5 points. In 1 week, it's 4,100.1 points up or down. In a month, it's 8,535.03 points up or down. That's what we'd expect with backed Bitcoin. Now, like I said, overall probability down with Bitcoin, although it's not really moving particularly much at the moment for Bitcoin. It's still moving quite a bit compared to the others, but Bitcoin normally is a bit more volatile. Okay, now if you have any questions about the courses, the apps, the coaching, you can self-schedule a clarification call, speak to one of our experts, see what's going to work out better for you. You've also got my email address, becky@tradictive.com. Now, just before I leave you, I'm just going to show you this weekly economic calendar. We take it from fxstreet.com and we filter by high impact news. Now, you can go to that link and you can play about and filter by other markets. We're looking at most major markets. So, for example, today being Monday, we don't have any news coming out that's likely to create high impact that we know of. Tomorrow, there'll be some early morning on the euro, some later on in the morning for the US dollar, the euro again later on, and then the New Zealand dollar at night time. This is all in US times, in Eastern time. So if you trade any of those markets, you might want to be aware of that. If not, less relevant, I guess. Now, just before I leave you, if you do have any questions and you want to email me, you can, of course, do that. Or you can come here, get yourself a free Trade with UFOs membership. You'll get that email that I just went through every day with the information on 5 of those major world markets. You'll get recordings of our sessions and reminders of our sessions. And you'll be able to come down here and ask questions in a public space where I can then answer them there and other people can see the answer. If you'd like, you can also book one-on-one coaching with me if you want to. Okay, I will leave you there. I'll be back on Thursday morning. My colleague Boyan will be taking it tomorrow and Wednesday. So I'll see you guys back on Thursday.